How's it guys, and welcome to the PH Journals. As the first snowfall for the year finally melts away, I go on one of the most unforgettable bow hunting experiences I have ever had. I would like to mention a big thank you to the following sponsors. In this episode at Trader's Drift, like most of them have been this whole season, I met up with my very good friend, avid bow hunter, rifle hunter, and just all round good bloke, Darren Boucher. He's been hunting here for some time, and he invited me along to tag with one of the new blinds that had just been set up. This being my real first bow hunting experience for myself. I was eager to get into the blind and see what we could get. With the evening snowfall finally melted away, we were expecting some more bad weather to come in this evening. Our predictions were that some of the animals would come into the blind to get a late feeding or drink of water before bedding down for the night. Me and Bouch, thanks to COVID, we have shared some unforgettable memories. Like myself and him dialing in and ticking off one of the species box, with him shooting his first waterbuck and myself shooting my first pointer buck. This was our real first bow hunting experience together, and it was about to get even more memorable.
Make a mission to go back that way other than to jump kind of thing.
Boucher had hunted this spot several times before, and this was a new area to me, and he explained where some of the animals that he had seen come into the blind from, like some of the springback coming in from the east, and the sable kudu coming in from the south, and he has spotted a steenbok and a duiker coming in from the north, all to drink at the highlighted water spot. This afternoon had some amazing conditions except for the wind. We had some early action, and like Boucher predicted, this really old duiker, which I guesstimated about 4 inches, came from the north. And I didn't waste any opportunity to pick up my bow and get ready. After having a closer look at him, he was a beautiful old duiker. He had some awesome mass to him, some secondary growth, and his condition was deteriorating by the day. I didn't expect him to make until the end of the winter. I drew back, and as I lined him up, I pulled the shot. I misjudged him completely, as like a rookie bow hunter would say. He spring jumped, and embarrassingly, I used the wrong pin. I knew straight away it was a terrible shot, I wasn't confident at all. And as the cold weather started to settle in and creep in over the hillside, after my missed opportunity got away, I started giving up a little bit of hope. We had a couple of visitors, but none of them were on the menu for this time. Some young kudu bulls and kudu cows, enjoying what was left of the salt lick left the night before. Disappointment started to creep in. After all the years of practicing and knowledge I have put into bow hunting, I felt like I had slipped away with that one little moment. And as our visitors returned to grab a last bit of salt lick before the cold weather, our luck finally turned. After back and forth with Bachi, we wasted a little bit of time in deciding whether that was the same Duiker that we had seen a couple of moments before. We waited patiently as he was in and out of the blind, in and out of range, and a little bit skittish. I predicted this was from the shot before, but this time I was a little bit more prepared. He was inquisitive, so we waited patiently, hoping for him to step back into range. And finally, he came around the corner from the north end of the blind. As he crept his way towards the watering hole, I found myself being in a very difficult situation, with the previous shot playing in my mind and all the thought process going through. How far did he string dump underneath my arrow? Where do I need to put my dot? How far is he? It was almost like a golf swing, and I just tried to block out all the previous thoughts as much as possible. I was really confident with the shot, and I knew that I would have my Duiker at the end of all of this. We watched him for a while as he slowly surrendered. I kicked my tiny 10 off with one of the shots I will never ever forget. I was so privileged to have hunted this magnificent animal, a true representation of an amazing Duiker. As a professional hunter, you're often dragged into moments, memories, and experiences loved ones, family and friends share with one another when they come over for their safari. I look back at the 2020 season and I can't help but think, what a terrible year this has been. But there have been so many moments in it that I will cherish for the rest of my life. There will be moments and experiences that I will share around the campfire for many, many years to come. I am so very privileged to have the opportunities I have been given. But I found myself in this weird position where we need to stop, take in the breath of fresh air, look around us, and just be fortunate with what we have. South Africa is an amazing, adventure.